you've been through some highs and lows with Carson. How difficult of a situation do you think this is for Carson Wentz on the other end of it? How excited are you to see what Jalen Hurts can do?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's an incredibly difficult situation for anybody when you go from being a starter to being put on the sideline. But Carson is a hard-working. He's going to do everything he can. He's been unbelievable since he's been here. I've said this before, but the moment he came in his rookie year, I thought that he transformed our offense. And that's not just him as a player now. That's him as a person. That's him as the intelligence he brings, the athleticism he brings, the competitiveness he brings. Made a tangible difference in practice every day and on game day. So it's kind of hard to believe that we're at this point now, to be honest with you. This season has not gone the way any of us obviously anticipated or would like it to have gone. But, sitting here 3-8-1, you got to do something. You got to try and make a change or whatever. And, obviously, the offense has been absolutely terrible, the last 4 weeks in particular. So, I have no doubt that this is not the final to the Carson Wentz story or saga. I will always have confidence in him as a person and him as a player. Just going to go out there this week and play some ball.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Bo, and then Paul.
Along those lines, Jason, is there sort of like a sense of responsibility from the rest of the offense that Carson is sort of taking the fall for, something that's not his fault alone?
I don't know if responsibility is the right word. I mean, there's, you don't feel bad. Carson has unfortunately not played well, so, these are the situations that happen. But you feel bad that, he's the sole one taking the hit right now. Obviously the entire offense has been terrible. Offensive line, running backs, receivers, coaches. You aren't this bad unless everybody shares blame in this whole thing. And I think everybody here knows that. I know that Carson knows that this is not just him. We got to do something. We got to try and spark some sort of difference. You can't keep doing the same thing and expecting to get better, and we just haven't been able to do it. So, obviously, Jalen's going to go out there and get his opportunity this week, and he's a young kid that great attitude, went in at the end of the game and did some things. So we'll see how he does in a full game.
Go ahead, Paul, and then John Clark.
Yeah, Jace, how tough a spot is this to throw a rookie into against a defense like the Saints? And what can be done to increase his chances for success Sunday?
Well, obviously, like you said, this is a really, really good defense. They've played well this year. They have a great front. They have a good secondary. I mean, they're good across the board. You try and make things as simple as you can for a young player going in, not overcomplicate things. Let him go out there and play free. But at the same time, you can't be so simplified that the defense knows exactly what's going on. So, that's the line that they're all going to be fighting this week, I'm sure, is trying to, give him the ability to go out there and play and not have to overthink things. And he's got a lot of confidence. He's fun to be around. So, I'm excited for Jalen to be able to go out there. And even though it's a tough matchup this week, knowing the personality he is, he expects nothing but to go out there and have success.
Go ahead, John, and then Pat Allen.
Hey, Jason, how much does this expand the offense a little bit with RPOs and zone read and different things that you can do? And how much does it change maybe your responsibility and the offensive lineman's responsibility as far as maybe different types of runs that you will have?
Well, I don't know yet. I think obviously when not just the quarterback being able to run, but to saying that we're going to let the quarterback run and we're going to make the defense respect that opens up a number of things offensively. But that being said, like I just said, you can't just go in there with a complete new offense. You can't have everybody running new plays, including a brand new quarterback running new plays that nobody's that familiar with. So I don't think it's going to be as drastic as maybe people might think it is, at least especially, against New Orleans. So there'll be some new wrinkles, and there'll be some, obviously, Jalen's going to, he's got some good legs on him, so he's going to make some plays and be mobile, regardless of what's called, I'm sure. So I think that, but I think you can't do too much. And the last thing you want to do is do a bunch of things that this kid hasn't done before or hasn't had reps with the one offense, and go out there and expect to have success doing a bunch of things you've never done before.
Go ahead, Pat, and then John McMullen.
Hey, Jason, back to Carson for a second, but what sort of emotional toll do you think this has on a guy who, just a couple of years ago was at the top of his game? Is that something that you've noticed? Have you noticed this season beat him down in any way? Have you noticed a change?
Well, this season's beaten all of us down. I mean, whenever you're 3-8-1, it's an emotional toll in this league. Carson, like myself, I think is a very analytical, a very competitive, a very thoughtful individual. And sometimes that can be a great strength, and sometimes it can be even, a negative. It certainly is for me, where you're trying so hard and taking everything on your shoulders and trying to do so much, when in reality, as much as we like to think that we control everything, I for some reason, I still believe that. There's a lot of other pieces here, as any realistic human being knows. So, I think that, the emotional toll has been a little bit for everybody right now, especially with where we are at in the season. But I think Carson, especially being such a man of faith, I think he at the end of the day firmly believes in himself, in the plan that his life is on track for. I don't think that that'll ever waver for him, and that's one of the things I really appreciate about who he is as an individual.
John, and then Ed.
Hey, Jason. We're not around as much this year, obviously. You mentioned a little bit about Jalen's personality. What have you learned about the kid early on? And obviously that's a position dependent on leadership. Do you think he has that?
Yeah, I think he's got leadership ability. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's different than Carson, just the way Carson was different than Nick. Just the way anybody who goes in there is going to have a little bit different personality, But he has all the intangibles. He's got great confidence in himself first and foremost, which breeds off into other guys. He's a little bit quieter, but then again, most rookies are, especially when you're just trying to learn and figure out where your place is on the team and what you're doing. But I think he's really smart. Just from the questions he asked me, he wants to figure things out. He's very curious as to what's happening each week. He's accountable to, if he gets an opportunity to be ready. I think that he's got, he's just got a lot of good intangibles to work with. So I'm excited to go out there and to see what that feels like on a game day.
Ed, and then Jeff.
Hey, Jason, I would think in a situation like this, it could cause a little division in a locker room, whatever a locker room looks like these days with the way COVID is. But some people in Carson's camp, others maybe in Jalen's. Do you see any of that? And how do you keep, the team kind of together through this shift?
Well, I mean, we all got jobs, right? We're all here for a reason. And we're here to be Philadelphia Eagles. And, part of that job entails to go out there and do everything you can in the situation, in the parameters that you're being asked to do your job. And, I think that we are all not just professionals, but good people. We care about each other. The first and foremost job of being a Philadelphia Eagle is to be a good teammate. And that entails, giving of yourself to others, doing everything you can to help the person next to you succeed. So obviously it's a bad situation personally for the careers of some guys, but, we have a good team here in terms of, everybody wants everyone to do well. We have a good culture. In particular, Carson Wentz is an incredible teammate. So I have no doubt in my mind that he's going to do everything he can to help Jalen Hurts succeed. And I think that anybody who isn't doing that for all of their teammates, should be on the first ticket out of here because that's not the culture of the team that I want to be on. So I have supreme confidence that all of these guys are going to do anything they can to not only succeed for everyone else, but to put their best foot forward to try and get a win.
Go ahead, Jeff, and then Martin.
Jason, knowing Carson's personality, like you just described, he cares very much, very deeply, almost to a fault. Did it make sense for the front office then to draft Jalen Hurts in the second round? Did that set him up the way he needed to be set up going into this season?
I don't know. I'm not going to get into front office decisions. I mean, that's way over my head on terms of, I don't know how the draft day stuff all goes down and everything like that. But, I think that.
Can you tell us, did it affect him?
I don't think it affected him. I mean, that'd be a question for Carson Wentz. But I think that, if you've been in this league for a while, and Carson's been through this with Nick before, there's always going to be stuff coming. There's always going to be somebody coming. There's always going to be somebody behind you. There's always going to be competition in this business. So if you're not ready to deal with that, you're not going to last very long. I don't think Carson Wentz is the type of individual to let a situation dictate how he goes about his business or how he prepares as an individual. I think he's too smart to do that. I think that at the end of the day, this is ultimately a culmination of a lot of failures on offense. I don't know that the Jalen Hurts pick is a huge part of that. I think that more comes down to, a failure of pretty much every position, including the coaches, to facilitate a functioning offense. And that's the biggest story here, not that Jalen Hurts was picked and that there was some sort of internal battle and struggle going on with Carson Wentz. I don't buy that.
We have time for a few more, so we'll finish up with Martin, Zach, and Stacy.
Hey, Jason, if I could ask you an offensive line question. There's a possibility, I guess Doug was saying JP is kind of sore coming out of the game. So it's possible that you could have the 12th different offensive line combination in 13 games. Just like how crazy would that be? I mean, like how crazy has this whole situation been for you guys on the offensive line with you pretty much the only guy, who's made it through every game so far?
Yeah, I mean, JP's been battling injuries all year. He's in particular this one that's been lingering on for, the entire season. I think that this is the way it goes sometimes. Obviously this is a pretty it's a large number of changes, a lot of combinations and stuff like that. You like to have some continuity along the offensive line. It certainly helps. But at the end of the day, this is all part of the job. It's all part of being a professional, all part about being, this is, part of my job as a leader is to embrace these situations and to make the most out of them. So, whatever happens for this week, if it is our 12th lineup, I'll consider it an honor to go out with all the rest of those four guys and go out there and battle.
Go ahead, Zach.
Hey, Jason, you've been pretty blunt during these past 10, 15 minutes about the offense, and you said that's the biggest story. Why? How has it gotten to this point where the offense looks as it does?
I think if everybody knew the answer to that, we would have fixed this a long time ago. I think it's complicated. I mean, obviously the offensive line hasn't been great. We've have had a lot of injuries. We've had a lot of this and that, but ultimately, I think that, we just haven't gone out there and functioned well. We haven't been cohesive enough, not just as players, but structurally. I think that there's a lot of different things you can look at. And, whenever you're this bad, it's never just one person. It's never just one position group. And it's never just players, coaches, front office. It's everybody. And that's the reality. We should be able to manufacture more points than we're putting up, and we should be able to play better no matter what's called and put up more points than we're putting up. So this is ultimately a failure on a lot of different levels to facilitate a good offense. We just got to keep trying to do better. And I think that's when you see decisions like this being made, are when you're trying, you're trying to get something going. And, we owe it to the rest of the team here. We owe it to the Eagles to try and, we owe it to the fan base, certainly, to figure something out. However, whether it's too late or not, you still keep working, you still keep fighting, and you still keep trying to grind out and figure out what's going on, and you still keep trying to freaking win. You still keep trying to have success on game day, and that's what we're going to do this week.
Go ahead, Stacy, and Jason, you've got 1 minute.
Jason, thank you for the time. How would you describe Doug's leadership through this? When decisions like this are made at this stage in the season, how are those communicated to you as a team to galvanize you, and just, again, his leadership through this?
Yeah, Doug's been phenomenal. I mean, I think that obviously the situation, that we're in is not ideal, and, that's, but Doug's doing a great job of making sure the guys are staying together, making sure guys are fighting. I mean, that's all you can do. Just keep coming to work, keep going. And, at the very least, in my opinion, on game day, you see guys giving effort. You see guys trying. You see guys fighting for each other. Even though it hasn't turned into success, we've been in most of these games and we've fought to the end of the road. And now we just got to figure out some things on how to turn these close games into wins, how to figure out how to, put up some more points to help our defense out, So I think Doug's done a great job in regards to all of that, in regards to communicating everything to the players, in regards to making sure everybody is all in this together. Doug's been phenomenal with that.
It looks like Taysom Hill's going to start this week. Obviously, he and Breeze are different types of quarterbacks. When you're rushing Breeze, the ball's coming out quick, but you know where he's going to be. How does Hill's skill set change the way you rush him?
I mean, we know he's a quarterback that can throw the ball. We know he's a quarterback that can, he can get out of the pocket and make some plays with his feet. I don't think that's going to slow down our pass rush. We know it's the same thing. The last few weeks we've had quarterbacks that can make some plays with their feet. It's not going to slow our pass rush down. We just gotta, just get after him and get him on the ground when he do scramble, knowing that he get paid to play too. We just gotta not let it slow us down and stop doing what we normally do, and let's get after the quarterback.
Last and then Bo.
Hi, Fletch. Obviously, you don't play on offense, but huge change with the quarterback switch. How does this affect team leadership in your view? And what's different out there on the practice field with Carson Wentz not running the offense?
I mean, it doesn't change the leadership anywhere. Carson still, again, he's got to see on his jersey. He's still a leader of this team, no matter what goes on. I'm a leader of this team. We got a lot of leaders on this team, None of that's changed. The leadership roles, none of that stuff changes. If I'm sure if Carson sees something going on, he's going to say something. If I see something going on like I always do, I'm going to say something about it. So no leadership role changes.
Just real quickly, if I could add one more thing. I know the defensive line has a lot of sacks, but how do you think the line has played overall this season?
I mean, I think we lead the league in defensive line sacks. When I say that, I mean no blitz. So I think, we lead the league in defensive line sacks right now. I think that's a good thing, but we're still 3-8, 3-8-1. But I think as a group, we're playing really good right now. Especially later on in the season, with Hargrave, really figuring out the system and attacking, and he's bought into everything that Matt and Wash and Nate and all those guys really just been holding him accountable to, and me pull him to the side and just tell him how to play different blocks, how to do different things. And Malik's been in the system for the second year, and I'm speaking for the tackles right now. I think the guys are playing at a really high level, and on the outside, I think Brandon is setting the tone for all the ends. He got those guys playing at a really high level. So I think as a group, we're playing pretty good. Can we be better? Yes, but I think right now, I think we're just just continue to stay in the course right now and trying to figure out how to win the football game.
Thank you.
Oh, and then Tim.
Fletch, did Doug communicate the quarterback change to the captains of the team before he did to the rest of the team? And what did you make of the decision?
No. I mean, I found out just like everybody else found out. I don't think, he's the head coach of this team. He makes the decisions. And, it is what it is.
Tim and then Stacy.
Fletch, you've been a big advocate for Carson grabbing his back in the public. What did you say to him? What kind of support have you been showing him, and what kind of response have you seen?
I mean, Carson's, again, he's like probably one of my best friends on the team. I talk to Carson a lot. I talked to him, during the good times, during the bad times, during times like this right here now. I saw him today. We carried our conversation on just like we do every day. It sucks because at the end of the day, it's never just one person. It sucks for a guy like Carson to be in the position that he's in right now. But again, though, I still support Carson. He's my guy, and right now, and instead of worrying about the drama and stuff going on, we just need to worry about and focus on winning the game. We haven't done it in 4 weeks, I don't think.
Stacy and Chris.
Hey, Fletcher. 2 questions for you. Obviously, coming off a tough game against Green Bay, but every coach that faces your team, your defense, has nothing but high praise. Sean Payton had it today. What are you most proud of with your defense and how you guys have kept together as a group? And then just from the look team standpoint, what have you seen from Jalen Hurts?
I mean, speaking of defense, I think, we make it our business to go out and make sure that we play hard, every snap, no matter what the situation is, no matter how much we're getting beat by, because it's one thing about this league, and you can't, they won't give it to you, but you got to earn it, and that's respect. And as a captain of this defense, I tell these guys, no matter how hard it is and what's going on around us, we got to earn this respect. We got to make people know that, hey, there's no quitting this team. No matter if what's going on the other side of the ball, if they turn the ball over, it don't matter. We got to go out and get a stop, and that's what we breathe. That's what we talk about all the time, and it shows on the field. We get scored on. You never see a guy just kind of pointing fingers or anything like that. It's like, all right, man, hey, next play. That's how it is. And when you got guys that respond the way that they do when things are going bad, that just shows a growth of a bunch of guys that's buying in and respecting each other and holding each other accountable.
And if I just may, follow up, just what your thoughts are on Jalen Hurts, given what you've seen from him on the look team.
I've seen him in practice. We've went against him in look teams, and we'll see what we'll be looking forward to seeing him on Sunday.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Chris.
Hey, Fletcher. Yesterday, there was a tweet that was put out by a radio station that asked who do they feel who should be the starting quarterback, and it looked like your account. As if somebody would like it, would it be Carson Wentz? And it looked like your account said you liked it. A day later, do you still feel that Carson Wentz should be the starting quarterback?
Hey, like I said earlier, man, it's the NFL, and things happen. Like I said, he's my best friend. He's my guy. I've always had his back since day one. Jalen he's my teammate also, So you got to support whoever's in there. But again, it's the NFL, and we understand, things happen. And it sucks for a guy like Carson to be put in that position because, like I said, it's never just come down to just one guy. It's 11 guys on the field, So, with that being said, my tweet is my tweet, and I stand with it.
We have time for 2 more, so we'll go John and then Jeff.
Hey, Fletch, sorry about that. You mentioned Javon a little bit earlier. He had mentioned, coming from Pittsburgh to Gap and things like that. Then he had the injuries. Did you sense a point where he kind of turned the corner and started getting more comfortable in this system?
Yeah, absolutely. I told him when he first got here, the first couple of days, and he started, was really trying to figure it out. I told him, Jay, it don't happen overnight, man. I said, it's going to take some time. I said, it might even take you a year. I said, it might take you to the end of the season, and he was like, man, really? I said, yeah. I said, but once you do figure it out, man, you'll realize that how fun this defense is to play in. You get to fly off the ball, create, play on the offensive side of the ball, and just the linebackers clean up everything for you. And right now, it just really started clicking, man. I think it started, really, I think like 2 games ago, where we're just seeing him just flying off the ball, and it started in practice. And I told Jay, one day after Thursday practice, I said, man, I think you've had the best practice this year, this week, attacking the line of scrimmage and really figuring out the defense. And I think that kind of sunk in on him, and he just ran with it, and he's doing a really good job at attacking.
Last one here with Jeff.
Fletcher, I guess it's only human for players on the team to take sides, when it comes to which quarterback should be playing. How do you guys handle that, and how do the captains keep there from being a locker room divide over who should be starting?
There's not going to be no locker room divide. We don't make decisions like that. We're a team. We're all in the locker room together, Shoot, you can put Nate Sudfeld out there at quarterback. Obviously we're gonna rally behind him, and it really don't matter. I think at the end of the day, we're a team. We win as a team, we lose as a team. It doesn't matter who's out there. So, we're gonna support that guy. We know that it's gonna be, a lot for him. It's going to be a first start. I mean, the sideline and everybody's going to support him just the same way as everybody did supported Carson or whoever else was in there. I mean, we supported Josh last year in the playoff. Old man going in there and putting his body on the line for stuff like that. So it doesn't matter who's in the game. I mean, as a teammate, I think it's natural to support him.
Congratulations on that punt return touchdown. Must have felt pretty good. But I want to ask you about the switch here in quarterbacks going to Jalen Hurts. How much work do you get with Jalen during practice? And what is your thought about the quarterback switch at this point?
Pretty much, I get the work I can with Jalen, just mainly because Carson's been the guy. But I'm excited to see both of those guys battle. I mean, it's not about one person. It's about a team. So I'm really just ready to see both those guys battle and continue for the rest of the season.
Martin Frank and then Ed Bankin.
Hey, Jalen, what was the difference for you Sunday as opposed to like the previous few games, and in the sense that you got able to get separation, make that 34-yard catch and everything. What kind of change, I guess, what helped for you?
Just kind of honing in on my technique that I worked on all week in practice, and just carrying on to the game, and then actually using it, and as you guys say, getting separation. So that's pretty much what I did. Just practicing things in practice, going through drills with Coach Moorhead, and just applying those things to the game.
Okay, Ed Bankin and then Tim McManus.
Hi, Jalen. How much work have you gotten with Jalen Hurts, enough where you feel comfortable enough to be settled in with him now as the starting quarterback and get into that rhythm that receivers have with their quarterbacks?
Like I said, pretty much just getting the work I can before and after practice with Jalen. Like I said, mainly, Carson's been the guy who's been taking the starting reps, and that's who, the coaches and the offense have been having me go with. So now it's just about, expanding on that and getting more work as well.
Okay, Tim McManus and then Zach Berman.
Jalen, your relationship with Hurts actually goes back a little while, right? Can you kind of take us through that and what it's like to now be able to share the field with them?
I mean, we just, like I said, it's through the college football world. We met through that and played against each other, been communicating ever since. And, I mean, it's about expanding on it and taking it to the field. So, we just got to take that chemistry that we already have and just expand on it, games, practice, and, ultimately just have success.
Okay, Zach Berman and then Jeff McClain.
Hey, Jalen, you showed what you can do as a punt returner. What are you doing to work on your ball security when the punts come in, A, and B, given your offensive workload, do you feel you can be the full-time punt returner if needed?
Basically just going back to practice, catching punts, doing whatever I can with Coach Phip, and I'll return punts. I took every rep in college, and I took every rep at punt return as well. So I can do it up here. It's just about, it's a coach's decision. It's not my decision. And when my number's called, I'll be sure to make the most of my opportunity.
Thank you.
Okay, Jeff McClain and then John McMullen.
Hey, Jalen, we haven't gotten to know Jalen Hurts very well. Can you tell us a little bit about his personality? What's he like?
He's a very funny guy. He's a very laid back guy like myself. We click. We kind of share the same type of personality. We joke a lot, and a lot of people don't really know about the things we do outside of football because we don't really we're pretty laid back guys. We like to chill. So he's a pretty good guy. I mean he really don't do too much. He's about his business, about his work, and I'm pretty confident in him.
John McMullen and Nick Biaro.
Hey, Jalen, kind of piggybacking off that with your relationship with Jalen Hurts and really anybody. This has been a very difficult season, obviously, with all the virtual stuff. How difficult has it been to build those relationships when you think about your time in college and it was a lot easier just to communicate?
I mean, like you said, it's just been a different type of year. And, usually you can do team bonding and stuff outside of the locker room. And now it's about being, socially distant. So, I mean, it's kind of tough because, it's a lot of guys that you don't really get to know, and just establishing that bond of a team. We really couldn't do or maximize, I would say, just because of the type of year it's been.
And Nick, and then Les Bowen.
Yeah, hi, Jalen. On top of what you were just saying here, you missed some games with an injury. We hear coaches talk all the time about how when rookies miss time with injury, it really sets them back. How much did that set you back? And how much are you looking forward to a full offseason if you get a chance to have one this coming offseason?
I'm really looking forward to it, and it is a setback because it's also reps that you lose. I missed 5 games, and that's a lot of reps considering how much I play, now. So just imagine if those 5 games I had all those reps, all those live reps and looks, and it does set you back. But I can't make excuses. I just have to pick up where I left off.
Yeah, let's take 2 more here with Les Bowen and then Mike Kay.
Hi, Jalen. Were you surprised by the switch to Jalen Hurts, and does that affect your view of Carson Wentz as a leader in the long run?
It wasn't even for me to even be surprised or shocked or any of that. That's not my decision. I just have to do my job and focus on what I'm here to do. So, whoever made that decision or whatever, that was for them to focus on, and I'm just here to, in all my power, make the quarterback right. So, it wasn't shocking. It wasn't. It is what it is.
And how does it change your view of Carson?
Not at all.
Thank
you. Okay, go ahead, Mike.
Jalen, when Hurts was in the huddle over here, when Hurts was in the huddle, what did you take away from his command of the huddle? What did you take away from his cadence? How different is that than Carson? And then, for us, we only see him kind of as like this chill dude, like you said. Have you seen those fiery moments from him and trying to kind of get a little bit more out of the guys in the huddle?
Absolutely. He brings a lot of confidence. You guys have seen him play. Y'all seen him play in college. Y'all seen him. He won a national championship as a freshman, as a 19-year-old. So, the guy he knows how to win, and so does Carson. He's done it here for a long time. And like I said, it just, Jalen, he brings swagger, he brings confidence, just how Carson brings swagger and brings confidence. So this is just a chance for him to grow and expand as a leader. And, this is his opportunity. And I wish him the best. I wish Carson the best. And, whoever we rock with, that's who we rock with. And we're just going to try to get this thing, on the right track.
Rodney, what did Malcolm mean to you as a player and a person in your, 4 years together?
Yeah. Jink was a hell of a player when he was here, man. Great leader, mentor, friend, brother. All the above resonate, when I think about Malcolm. And obviously he's meant a lot to the city and our team and organization. So that's kind of our friendship, man. We still talk very often. And yeah, man, he was a heck of a player, and then continuing to play at a high level this year down there in New Orleans.
Nick and then Mike.
Yeah, hi, Rodney. How much are you paying attention to what's happening in the division with Giants and Washington? And are you at the point now where you feel like you have to win out to have any chance?
Yeah, I took a look at a couple games and saw that they were able to come away with some victories this weekend. Both were huge for both teams, and now they are now leading the division. And so yeah, for us it's a playoff mentality. I think we've had that mentality over the past month, I would say, but it's even more evident right now. It's kind of win or go home mentality. And that's how we have to approach each and every week. What's most important is this next opponent. It's New Orleans coming in. They're a good team, and then we have to play at a high level this week. We have to prepare well, execute, focus on the details, and just relentless effort from the first play to the last. And at the end of the day, just get the job done.
Mike and then John Clark.
Hey, Rod, you go up against Jalen Hurts, or you have for the most part of the season, being on the scout team. What stands out to you about his game, and what does he do well?
I think his ability to extend plays stands out the most, and you have to take it in account his running ability, but also he has the arm strength to make the big play down the field as well. And that's what I've seen from him. I've constantly seen growth from him from training camp all the way up until this point. And so he will continue to get better and improve. And I think, he works extremely hard, and that's credit to him. It's something that you can't teach or coach. It's just in you, that hard work and work ethic that he displays on a consistent basis.
Sean Clark and then John McMullen.
Hey, Rodney, as it relates to that kind of with Taysom Hill and his ability to run with the football, it doesn't look like Drew Brees is going to play, but do you have to have that in the back of your mind that that's a possibility? How do you prepare for the Saints quarterback this week?
Yeah, I think it's a slight possibility. I would say at this point, I think we are envisioning Taysom Hill being the starting quarterback for them and preparing as such. And he does present the same type of threat, dual threat style quarterback, able to run the ball. He's very strong. We know what type of runner he is and has the ability to escape the pocket, but also does, make some good throws down the field. And you see growth from him as well. It's a different type of quarterback from when he first took over when Drew Brees left until now. So, we're going to have, again, our hands full. They have a good skill group, as we know, Kamara, and obviously the receiver core back there, Emmanuel Sanders, Michael Thomas. So, again, man, it never gets any easier. But this is the NFL. This is what you expect, and this is what you want if you want to be considered, one of the best defenses in the league.
John and then Jeff Skversky.
Hey, Rod. Just getting back to Malcolm for a second. We talked to Jim earlier in the week, and he called him the smartest player he's ever coached. And obviously, Jim has been around for a long time. But he also talked about his versatility, how he played 7 different positions at times over the past few years. Just from that aspect, how much different has things been this year without having that sort of Swiss Army knife that can play everywhere?
Yeah, I mean, Malcolm is a very versatile safety, but I think you still see that amongst our defensive back group. You have Jalen Mills, who's lined up at corner. In this league, he's now playing safety for us. We line him up in the slot at dime. We've done the same, for myself, just based on my background. So I would say the difference is instead of one guy doing that job, it's been a collective effort. It's been a week-to-week basis for us based on matchups and how Jim wants to use us, which is great. We've all been in different spots, and it's hard for a team to necessarily prepare for us because of that. 1 week, you have Jalen Mills outside. Next week, he's inside. Next week, he's down at the dime on third downs. Next week, I'm there. So I think that's the biggest difference this year for us, and just utilizing a lot of our guys. Marcus Epps, Roby, Vontae, we're all taking a role in that, and it's been doing well for us.
We have time for one more, so we'll end it here with Jeff.
Hey, Rodney, what's up? Wanted to ask you, with Doug making this major decision, how do you think the team reacted today? What was really the response? And how did practice feel? How things felt today after making that major decision and major move?
Yeah, I think first and foremost, we all support Coach's decision and understanding, he made the position change, for a reason. He felt as though this would give us the best opportunity to be able to win this week, right? And that's what we're focusing on, is how do we come out of Sunday with the win to get this thing back on track. and he felt, Jalen Hurts gave us the best chance. And so I think, the entire team is now supporting that decision and supporting Jalen Hurts. And I'm excited for him to get his opportunity. It's unfortunate for Carson and what he's meant to this team, this organization and city, that he now, won't get to start. But, all is not lost there. We know, who Carson is. And at the end of the day, man, it's all about this week. So we're rallying behind him. We're focusing on how we can come away with this win on Sunday, go 1-0, get this team back on track, and make this push down the stretch.
What is your relationship like with Jalen Hurts, and were you surprised about the move?
Me and Jalen are very tight. We talk a lot. We communicate a lot. Just about everything. Life, football, it doesn't really matter. And I'm very excited for his opportunity.
And were you surprised?
Yes, I was. But we're all excited, just like I said, and we're ready to roll.
Thank you.
Okay, John, and then Paul Donowich.
Hey, when Jalen came into the game, Doug Peterson was looking for a spark, and he said he wants to continue that spark. So how did he provide a spark? What was he doing that elevated the play, it seems?
Jalen came in the game and was just trying to do what was best for the team. He was trying to make plays, whether that was on the ground or just throwing the ball. And he found a couple of targets and we made some plays for him.
Okay, Damo and then Daniel Gallen.
Hey, Greg. Twofold question for you. The Saints defense, what do they do well? And secondly, Jalen's skill set is not something they've seen a lot of this season. They've mostly faced pocket quarterbacks, guys that aren't going to run a lot. Does that present a little bit of an advantage to you guys, do you think?
To answer your first question, they do, I would say, mostly everything good. This is a great defense, the top defense in the league. It's a great opportunity for us in our offense. And we will see. We will see how they try to defend Jalen. And we're just going to roll with it and see what happens.
Hey, Dan, and then Mike K.
Hey, Greg. After the game on Sunday, Jalen referred to you as his good friend after he threw you the touchdown pass. How far back does that relationship go? Does that go back to being in Texas? And then what's his personality like in the huddle? What's his presence like?
Yeah, me and him always followed each other. And whenever we was playing in college and things. And now just for us to be in the same huddle, it's just kind of crazy, just because of how we was following each other in college and what we seen each other do at the quarterback position. And he's a natural leader, He's going to come in and try to take control and try to make plays, And that's all you can ask for.
Okay, Mike, and then Rob Motti.
Greg, when you came on the field last year, a lot of people talked about how being a former quarterback, you can see the field a little bit better. You understand everybody else's roles. How can you help Jalen this week kind of get that feel for the NFL game? I mean, he's only thrown 15 passes. You've kind of been out there and had that shared experience.
For one, I'm not going to be all in his ear every single day. Whenever he have questions, he want to come and talk to me, I would definitely be there to help. But I'm sure he has a million things that's going through his head, and have the coaches that he's talking to. And whenever we need to communicate and be on the same page, we definitely will do that. And I will be open to any questions that he have.
Hey, Rob, and then EJ Smith.
Hey, Greg, Doug Peterson said, and he said often, that the struggles for the offense aren't just on Carson Wentz, that there's a lot of pieces to it. There's a lot of factors, offensive line, inexperience at the receiver position, all of that stuff. How much do you guys, as a wide receiver group in that room, feel maybe some responsibility? Like, how much do you guys put on your shoulders?
We put a lot on our shoulders. Some of the times it was definitely things that we have to control, and we can only control what we do on the field and what we do in our room, and we have to do a better job. Our job is to get open and make plays for our team, and that's what we're harping on this week, and definitely in practice this week. So that's all we can control, and that's all we're going to focus on.
Okay, EJ and then Zach Berman.
Hey, Greg, since you and Jalen are close, I'm wondering if you could give us any insight on what this year has been like for him. Has it been tough, being a backup? And I know, you won a lot in college. Has it been hard being on a team that's not having as much success?
Honestly, I wouldn't know. I didn't talk to him about those things. I was just encouraging him just to keep working hard, and that's I tell that to everybody on the team. It don't matter who I'm talking to. It don't matter if you're the highest paid to the lowest paid, first string or last string. It really doesn't matter. I tell all the guys the same thing, and that's just to keep working and never get relaxed.
Okay, we have time for two more, so we'll end it here with Zach Berman and then Les Bowen.
Hey, Greg, you said you were surprised. Now, what message does it send the locker room when the franchise player is benched?
Regardless of who's back there taking snaps, man, we're all going to roll with them 110%. If it was Carson or Jalen, we all got their back, and our mindset is not going to change. We're all going to fight for whoever's back there.
Hey, Greg.
Go ahead, Les.
That was exactly what I was going to ask, so I'll ask a slightly different thing. Does this change your view of Carson in any way going forward?
Not at all. Not at all. Just like I said, we're riding with whoever's back there. It really doesn't matter. We're a team, and we're going to stay tight, and we're going to get this thing done. We're going to work to finish strong, and we're going to do it.